Games don't cut much bigger than this. It's Sydney versus Melbourne, the Sky Blues against City. The teams that have scooped 7 grand final victories between them, with Sydney having appeared in a further half a dozen deciders. Sitting 2 and 3 and staring at the newcomers Western United setting the pace, should these old campaigners have an eye on knocking Western off their lofty perch, then a victory today is a must. Welcome to Allianz Stadium and the Liberty A-League, and some would say the match of the round. Let's take a look at the teams for today's match, starting with the Sky Blues. There's one change for Ante Juric from the side that struck half a dozen past Melbourne victory, as Kirsty Fenton comes in at fullback for Deborah Della Harp. Further forward, the midfield trio remains in situ, while there's pace and power in the front three, in the shape of Abini, Haley and Vine. Melbourne City, meanwhile, also make one change from their 1-0 home success over Adelaide United, as Chelsea Blissett is selected in place of Naomi Thomas-Chinema, who is out of the squad entirely. That might precipitate a change in formation, but what is certain is that Hannah Wilkinson will lead the line and provide a serious goal threat. Well, let's see who's going to come out on top. Western United currently 2 points clear of Melbourne City, having played a game less. Sydney FC, well, they're within touching distance as well. What are you expecting, Teresa?
It'll be a very tight affair today, and you know, both teams are fantastic going forward. So yeah, it'll be down to the 1%ers, I think, today, Russ. And whoever, you know, like I said, turns up the most out of both teams will take the points.
Here's Caitlin Torpey to lift one forward, and a chance for Policina to chase, and the bounce done them here, and here's the chance for Wilkinson. Angle's tight, and that's a decent save by Franco. First opportunity of the game falls to Melbourne City, and Hannah Wilkinson, well, if she had her time back, she might well have hit that. Here you can see the gap opened up for her, but that's a good stop from Franco. City are unbeaten in the last 4. They've only conceded once in that period, but they're on the back foot there again, and Madison Haley wasn't too far away from finding the runner. Here they come again. Vine just eased off it. And Sydney FC are definitely on the up here. Haley looking to clip it over the top towards Vine. She's got in here. There's an opportunity for Abini, and she wasn't too far away. I think it went through the legs of Princess Abini, and that was a glorious chance for Sydney FC. Hawksby again. Courtney Vine, who made that run in, it was a terrific run as well. Hawksby backs her pace and her strength, and she's got in here, Mackenzie Hawksby. Angles are cute, it's Haley, and it's blocked on the line. Half a shout for handball from the Sydney FC players. Madison Haley, well, she must have thought she'd broken the deadlock then, and only some last gasp defending stopped her.
That was another really well worked opportunity from Sydney.
And they've got themselves a free kick here as well. Did it look like handball to you, Teresa?
Yeah, I would love to see the replay.
Well, we're going to see it right now. Mackenzie Hawksby too strong, and when it came back here, Madison Haley, it's difficult to say, isn't it? What they have got is a free kick in very presentable position, and Sarah Hunter, well, we know she can hit these.
Yeah, I think that Sydney would prefer the penalty, but look, we've got Hunter and Hawksby in a really good position here.
Sarah Hunter's over it. She looks favourite. It's Hunter straight down the throat of Sally James. And Sydney FC starting to turn the screw a little. Melbourne City struggling to cope with the strong running of Mackenzie Hawksby, and particularly Madison Haley as well. 6 goals in 7 games for her, and she's hungry for more.
Definitely very hungry for more. She will not stop.
I'm going to see it here in slow-mo. Well, it definitely looks like handball, doesn't it? Here we go again. Just watching the replay of Hawksby. It's a great cutback, and Haley here, well, it looks clear, doesn't it? It's Melbourne City's turn to perhaps influence the game on the free kick here. Policina goes down under the challenge. Fair to say, Shea Holman thought she won the ball there, and I think she's got a point on the replay. They have a whole cluster of players. It's like a crowd scene on the edge of the Sydney FC penalty area. It's going to be lifted in to that spot, you would think, But it's actually a really well worked one. They've got themselves half an angle here. It's come off of Beanie, it's loose in the penalty area. It's a shot from Torpy. And a ricochets to Checker. It wasn't quite panic stations in the Sydney defence, but it wasn't far off.
No, it wasn't. Danger signs again on set pieces.
Matt Tobin sweeps it towards that far side. Watched all the way by Grosso. Rule gets it out there towards Vine anyway, and a chance for her to run at the Melbourne City defence again. Courtney Vine, an absolute pest in this kind of area. Here's a chance for Haley in the penalty area again. Rule up from the back. Haley over the crossbar. But once again, Sydney FC scything through the Melbourne City defence, and another chance for Madison Haley.
And another chance goes begging after more joy down that right flank. Courtney Vine putting on a show today.
We mentioned beforehand about the three at the back.
How about that takedown from Madison Haley? That was world class, but equally world class was the defending from Checker then.
When you've got a goal scorer in form as she is, they feel like they can score every time they get the ball.
She must feel invincible at times.
Here she is again, looking to roll Checker in the penalty area. Lays it back for Hunter, who goes for a goal! Stunner! Sarah Hunter with an absolute beauty for Sydney FC. The Sky Blues strike first, and in some style.
And she gets the handshake from Fenton as if to say, well done, we knew you were going to do that. But what a beautifully placed goal from Sarah Hunter.
And you have to say it has been coming. Sydney FC have had the chances. We mentioned her ability to strike a dead ball, Sarah Hunter. Well, that was from open field, and she finds the top corner. Her fourth goal of the season.
Strike. You got the layoff from Haley, and she just saw Sally James slightly off her line and has placed it over the top beautifully.
And Sally James is not a small goalkeeper. The precision and accuracy from Sarah Hunter to give Sydney FC a deserved lead.
A wonderful and very well-deserved goal for the Sky Blues.
Meanwhile, Polisina looking for Wilkinson at the other end. Melbourne City wanting an immediate response. What was it that Sarah Hunter said about you in the week, Teresa?
Yeah, look, we had a clash when she was at the Football New South Wales, and NPL clash, and yeah, she absolutely collected me a couple of times, and we had a few words, but yeah, it came up this week on the KEEPUP app and as a story.
Here they go again. Courtney Vine once more causing problems for Melbourne City. The ball from Haley finds her, runners in the middle, hooked away, and Melbourne City at the moment defensively are at 6s and 7s every time Sydney attack. Did you get it back, by the way?
Oh yeah, look, we had words, but no, it was when Sarah Hunter joined Sydney that, you know, we sort of got to know each other a bit more, and took her under the wing a bit. She saw the other side of me. But yeah, no, it was a funny old story we both remember.
Nothing wrong with a young player trying to assert their dominance.
No, not at all.
That's good positioning, Hunter. A little bit deeper, Mac.
Tobin. Hawksby, lovely turn to roll away from Davidson and find Vine. Haley, Vine. Back to Haley again. Hunter from a similar position to what she scored from, and that took a nick off for a corner. Alarm bells ringing. Swung into that 6-yard box, a dangerous one. It's loose. Was half a shout from some of the Sydney players for a foul. Madison Haley's gone down clutching her face. There's just a cluster of bodies in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, and Madison Haley definitely got up for the ball. I'm not sure if there was any clash there, but she stayed down.
We might see it a bit better on the replay. I think it was the way she landed, wasn't it? The only real opportunity they had was that one from Wilkinson in the first 3 minutes or so, when her cutback was blocked by Franco, when she might have hit it herself. But since then, well, they've been starved of possession in good areas. They'll get some now, though. It's an opportunity for Polisina to intercept, and off she goes. Polisina on her own, Henry in the middle, and that's a wonderful bit of covering defensive work. Sydney FC snuff out that half chance.
Yeah, this has to be one of the best performances in a first half from Sydney for a very long time. They've been fantastic.
Hunter tries her luck again, and it's swinging again, and it wasn't too far away. I think Sally James had that one covered, but there's the precociousness of youth once more. 2 minutes will be added on. Hasn't been many stoppages. It's flown by this first 45 minutes. A very watchable match. Bowen, that's found its way through. Polacina with the effort. Oh, it crashes back off the crossbar. Franco stranded that time, and Rihanna Polacina, the closest that Melbourne City have come in first half stoppage time. It rattles the frame of the goal. It's still shaking in its foundations. What a hit.
And if we see a replay here, I'm sure Franco got fingertips to that. Great shot.
Maybe she did. Well, she's trying to deliver something here as we enter the final minute of stoppage time in the first half. Polacina swings it into a crowded area. It's hit the post this time. Direct from a corner. Rihanna Polacina, well, she's hit the crossbar and the post, and it's hacked away. Flatter delivery this time, and it's nodded over, and there was a good chance again. I think it might have been Briley Henry, was it, who got there first? Either way, City, well, they got closer. Wilkinson, perhaps too.
Yeah, it looks like Wilkinson got there and blasted it over the bar, so she'll be disappointed with that. But City are a threat on set pieces.
Well, they've hardly been in the game in terms of an attacking threat in the first half, and in the final 2 minutes of stoppage time, well, they've hit the woodwork twice.
It's a funny game, isn't it, Russ?
Incredible. Madison Haley, well, she's been a major part of this in the first half for Sydney FC. It was her creation of the only goal of the game, a stunner scored by Sarah Hunter in the 27th minute, which means at half-time here at Allianz, Sydney FC lead is Sydney FC 1, Melbourne City 0.
Yeah, I think, you know, Daria Vidosic will give these players the opportunity to fix their mistakes and to go out and you know, execute a few tweaks before he makes some changes.
Well, if you miss the first half, first of all, where have you been? And secondly, you missed a cracker in which Melbourne City officially didn't have a shot on target in the half yet. Hit the crossbar and the post in stoppage time, which could have brought them level. We very much enjoyed the first 45 minutes, Teresa Plas, and we're hoping for much of the same.
It was a brilliant half of football, one of the best halves I've seen for a very long time. So I'm sure the second half will be no different.
Emma Checker for Melbourne City. Their pass accuracy in the first half was pretty poor from their high standards. They'll be hoping for a bit more in the second, and that's not the way to start. It's been picked off by Courtney Vine. Grosso back to challenge. Vine rode the first challenge, but in the end, Julia Grosso did enough. Leah Davidson. Melbourne City rather boxed in here, and they've turned over possession. And Charles Rule was happy to let it go out for a throw. Vine has rolled the challenge from Grosso. And there's one for Wilkinson to chase. But Charlotte McLean's pretty rapid across the turf. It's a very confident clearance from Franco as well, who we gave credit in the first half. I think she got a fingertip to the one that Polacina rattled the crossbar with.
Yeah, Franco had a fantastic first half and did everything that she needed to do and more. So she'll have a lot of confidence for the second half now.
One of the most potent attacks in the division, being kept rather stifled by Sydney FC at the moment. And here's a chance for Courtney Vine, and she's got plenty of space. The flag stays down. It's Courtney Vine for two, and it is two. The perfect start to the second half for Sydney FC. Courtney Vine was away. They were never going to catch her, and Sydney FC have doubled their lead.
They've doubled their lead, and it was the perfect counter-attack. The one person you want on the ball, Mackenzie Hawkesby going forward. She sees Vine with acres of space on the right, threads her through, and what a brilliant one-on-one finish from Courtney Vine.
Cool, calm, and collected. Courtney Vine for the third time this season. Grosso as an attacking threat, past one, past the second, still going Julia Grosso. Fantastic run. Mackenzie Hawkesby agriculturally ends it and might see yellow for this, and she does. Well, she's swinging in towards the near post. There's plenty of red and white striped shirts to aim for in the middle here, if she can. That one's over here, and that's unlike her. Offers so much as a forward, Madison Haley. Control is exquisite. Oh, lovely dummy for Courtney Vine. She's away again here, and an opportunity to send it in towards Princess Abini, just a bit too far ahead of Princess Abini. She has it back, though. Hawksby. Abini once more. Haley's there. Sydney threatening. Haley on the turn, but lacks any sort of venom. But Courtney Vine is having a field day. Henry tries to squeeze it through to Polosino. It's broken kindly here for Madison Haley. And this often spells danger. She's up against Checker, and she'll back her pace here, Haley. Madison Haley's got Courtney Vine to her right if she can pick her out. It's Courtney Vine arriving for Sydney FC. Held up momentarily. Still going, Vine. And oh, that's an awful slice, and Checker got rid of it. Panic stations in the Melbourne City defence. Grosso's ball in field, finds Polosino again. And Sydney can break with Courtney Vine. It's almost perfectly set up for Sydney FC at the moment. Hunter's got space. Lovely ball for Abini. 3 up in this attack. Not exactly busting a gut to support Princess Abini, the attackers. She's found Haley. Hunter. Hawksby taking up a lovely position at the top of the penalty area. Mackenzie Hawksby, it was dipping. And it had Sally James worried. A right shake of the head from Hawksby.
She gets through so much work, Madison Haley. You know, we see all the goals and, you know, the assists, but she does a tremendous amount of work off the ball.
There is her again. She was caught late by the Melbourne City player in that. Vine is going to continue the attack. Advantage will be played. Courtney Vine still going somehow. Looking for the run of Hawksby. Opened up for a second. Leah Davison gets in there. I wonder if Rebecca Durkow will revisit that, because it was a late one on Madison Haley.
Yeah, she's stayed down, which is uncharacteristic of her as well, so she must be in a bit of pain here.
There is a yellow card in the hands of Rebecca Durkow, and it's been brandished at Caitlin Carriage. Just caught it out the corner of my eye as we were watching the ball play down towards Courtney Vine. It was a little bit late. I was going to mention just before that, though, if you do go to a Liberty A-League game, as you can see here, there, that's what it's for. Carriage, the substitute, tries to force her way through, but it's going to break here for Sydney FC via Holman and Haley to Hawksby. The break is on here again, perhaps. Courtney Vine is the outlet as usual, and a chance to run at Grosso and use her pace. Directness into the middle, real chance for 3, turned in brilliantly. Madison Haley gets the goal her game deserves. Just rewards for Madison Haley, picks herself off the ground and gets on the end of it. And Sydney FC, well, they're almost home and hosed.
And if there's someone that deserves a goal as a reward for effort, it's Madison Haley. And you know what, she started that attack. We've seen it countless times today. Ball forward to Madison Haley. She laid it back for Hawksby to drive forward, and Vine pinpoint cross to Madison Haley, and she just had so much desire to get on the end of that. What a goal.
A magnificent 7 for Madison Haley this season. David Vidicic, well, no doubt he will go back, he will look at the video, he will analyse where it's gone wrong, and they will come back the stronger for it. Well, you can forgive the players for being a bit tired. They've given us 84 minutes of quality entertainment so far. Wilkinson might be away here. An opportunity for Melbourne City. It's Hannah Wilkinson. Goal side for the first time this afternoon, really. And seen off again by McLean, who goes down under the challenge, shouts for a penalty. Waved away by Rebecca Durkow. Looked like there was a bit of contact there.
There was a bit of contact there, and we'll see if the replay shows whether that was a legitimate penalty shout.
Well, Charlotte McKean got tight, as she's done all afternoon. Wilkinson was in there, and McLean hits there on the cutback. This moment there, well, I'm going to file that under seen them given. Still time for City to trouble the scoreboard. Malone. We're going to get 5 minutes of time added on. Here's a chance for Stanic Floody to perhaps lift one over the top. The pace of Rachel Lowe to get there. 3 Sky Blue shirts in the penalty area. Rule finds Lowe again. It's determined defensive work from Grosso, and a good ball too towards Wilkinson, who will chase as she always does. Looking for the crossfield ball.
Yep. Do another pre-record at 4:20.
There's a chance for the challenge to come in right in the middle. It's a good physical challenge from Isabella Ricardo.
Yeah, just the other way around.
It's a bit scrappy here at the moment. Torpy has it. Well, Isabella Ricardo is only her 3rd Liberty A-League game, and well, she snapped into that tackle like she was a veteran.
Yeah, it was a cruncher.
Galich. Spread wide by Wilkinson. Tired. Change of direction from Caitlin Carriage. It was almost resigned, wasn't it? And a rueful shake of the head from Daria Vidicic. From minute 1 today, Sydney FC have been in charge of this. There was a brief chance for Wilkinson where she might have had that shot across the keeper early doors. But apart from that, they were kept at arm's length by Ante-Juric's well-drilled outfits.
Yeah, they've dominated from start to finish, and certainly made a statement today to the rest of the league.
How crucial was the goal right at the start of the second half? It might be a bit cliche, but Courtney Vine's strike 2 minutes after the interval, well, it certainly left Melbourne City with a mountain to climb. Madison Haley with the same. Assist for Hunter, and her goal 19 minutes from time, which was the icing on the cake. Can Melbourne City ruin the clean sheet? Ricardo down under the challenge, free kick. Well, this will probably be the last attempt of the match.
Yeah, I think Rachel Lowe just caught her on the end of that tackle, and free kick in an area that could threaten the clean sheet today.
Well, especially with Daniela Galich behind the ball. Franco will line up the wall. It will probably be the last kick of the football, to be honest.
Yeah, Daniela Galich is a bit of a technician here, so let's see if she can get City on the score sheet.
It is Galich from a long way out. Galich, and Franco says thank you very much. Well positioned, and a clean sheet for the goalkeeper. She's ecstatic. Sydney FC are ecstatic. They have romped to victory, Teresa Plias.
Absolutely romped to victory. What a result for the Sky Blues.
3 goals, 1 in the first half from Sarah Hunter, a beauty. Courtney Vine with the second 2 minutes after the restart, and Madison Haley with the third. Sydney FC, 3 goals and 3 points at Allianz Stadium. The full-time score, Sydney FC 3, Melbourne City 0.